The Audrain Museum Network delivers, just like the Citroën HY78 van. Become a subscriber and get yours. Thanks. This Citroën HY van has an amazing sort of brutalist functionality that makes it look great. You know, it's not more than it needs to be, and it's not less. The fact that you've got the engine slung forward in a little hoodette with enough ventilation to get cooling in, and this wonderful functional step to get in. Any of these sort of forward cab vans are always so neat, no matter who makes them around the world. But this one is particularly interesting to me because of its square, unadorned, corrugated functionality, blended with this swooping door handle, which I think is somehow delightfully French, even if it's not original. It doesn't matter. It just is the spirit of this vehicle is such that only the French could take something that was this functional, run it from 1948 to 1981, and still have it make sense in all the decades they manufactured it. And it's also something that lends a bit of style and dash to any business that would use a van like this. When most people think of Citroën, they think of the DS or the Deux Chevaux. And the vehicle I'm driving right now has something in common with both of those. This is a Citroën H Series van, specifically an HY78 from 1973. 1973, you look at this and you think, this can't be a vehicle from 1973. Well, because this was introduced in 1948 and built until 1981. So that's a really healthy production run. And Citroën sold over 470,000 of these in that period of time. And it's really neat to drive functional utility commercial vehicles. They're not designed to be comfortable. They're not designed to be fast. They're designed to be practical. And it's always fun driving a vehicle whose controls are so incredibly direct. You are here right in front of the front tires. You've got an almost vertical steering column. And it doesn't have a lot of power, but it doesn't weigh a lot either. This has got the same 2-liter inline-4 that was found in the DS, and a body that owes a lot to the original Deux Chevaux with its corrugated metal panels. And those corrugated panels were done for a very practical reason. They allow for stiff panels with light weight that can be very simply and inexpensively pressed, much like on a Ford Tri-Motor. And this van is labeled as a champagne delivery van, which many of its type, I'm sure, were used for, as well as bread and flowers and everything else you could think of that needed to be delivered in post-war France. And there is just such a joy in a vehicle like this, which has not been restored. It's been sort of maintained and refurbished. It's got fancy new signs on the outside, but you really can feel like Jacques delivering the pain in this whenever you drive it. And it's got a top speed of 100 kilometers an hour, about 62 miles per hour. That would feel like about 400 miles per hour, I think. But it's something that is a lot of fun to drive in its own quirky, deliberate way. Doing a driving video with this Citroën HY van would not have been possible without our friends from Vredestein, who supply these amazing Transport Classic tires, the only tires that will fit this Citroën. They have an amazing range of classic tires to suit all needs and all types of vehicles. Check them out. When it's in top gear, it really is not unpleasant. Second gear has a lot of gear whine, and you don't want to use that in anything except for probably a city setting. But out here on an open road, third gear is your friend. And the engine, just as it does in the DS, has plenty of torque to get you going where you need to go. So for most applications, you could probably just stick it in third and get going. It's also rather comfortable. Again, this is a French vehicle. So for an industrial delivery vehicle, these seats are remarkable. So it's something that you could easily get used to for both recreation and for practical purposes. If you had a business you wanted to promote for vintage parts or cars, this would be a terrific choice. And it's just so incredibly characterful. It really makes me want to try and find an early de chevaux because again, I just love that entire basic transportation aspect. Who knew that driving a delivery van could be so entertaining? A cross-country drive? I think not, but that's okay. Obviously, 470,000 other people found this a usable vehicle too. So, hats off to Citroën for the HY78.